On a hauntingly serene evening, the world shifted beneath my feet. The air was thick with an inexplicable heaviness, as if the universe itself held its breath. That night, I confronted the devastating reality of my brother's choice to leave us behind, his presence lingering like an unresolved chord in the silence. That evening began like any other, quiet, ordinary, even comforting in its familiarity. But as the night deepened, a single phone call shattered the fragile peace. The voice on the other end carried words that felt too heavy, too unreal to comprehend. My brother, the one who had always been a part of my world, was in the hospital, having been found by his office security. In that moment, time seemed to fracture, splitting into the life we once had and the one we were suddenly forced to live without him. The shock, the disbelief, it all hit like a wave, knocking the breath out of me, leaving a void where he used to be. I remember the stillness that followed, the oppressive silence that filled the house, and the suffocating weight of grief that settled over everything. As I struggled with the realization that my seemingly cheerful brother was actually been suffering alone, battling mental issues privately, my heart stomped in my chest. How didn't I see this? I questioned. Did he show it? And I ignored it jokingly. How could I have helped if I knew? As I struggled to bring my thoughts together, I never imagined that such a night would become part of my story. I cried my heart out and thought to myself, there'd be time to grieve later. So, I picked up the phone and began searching for answers. I was open to a new world, learning about mental health struggles men face and the devastatingly high numbers of suicide among men. Having experienced that, I thought to share the ordeals, and hoping it helps someone today. Did you know that men are nearly 4 times more likely to die by suicide than women? Are you a man feeling overwhelmed? You're not alone. Anxiety and general overwhelmness is a very common struggle among men. Many men believe that serious health concerns only emerge in older age. However, conditions like heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, and even cancer can develop in younger men, particularly if they have poor lifestyle habits. Preventive care, regular checkups, and healthy living should begin early in life to maintain long-term health. Many men are taught to be stoic and avoid complaining about pain or discomfort. This cultural norm can lead to men ignoring symptoms and delaying seeking medical help, which can cause conditions to worsen. Seeking medical attention early for both physical and mental health issues is critical to prevent more serious complications. Mental health issues are not a sign of weakness. There's a persistent myth that men should be able to handle stress and mental health struggles on their own. This misconception contributes to stigma around mental health and discourages men from seeking help. In reality, mental health issues like depression and anxiety are common and affect millions of men. Seeking treatment is a sign of strength and self-care, not weakness. Let's break down the barriers around men's mental health. Myths about men's health can prevent men from taking proactive steps to maintain their physical and mental well-being. Dispelling these myths and encouraging men to prioritize regular health checkups, mental health care, and healthy lifestyle choices can lead to longer, healthier lives. Men often feel they have to be strong, tough, and silent. But that silence can be deadly. Every minute, a man somewhere in the world takes his own life. That's a heartbreaking statistic. But it's not just numbers. It's fathers, brothers, friends. I am sure you have seen the news. The higher suicide rate among men is a complex issue, influenced by a combination of societal, psychological, and biological factors. It's important to challenge these myths and societal norms to encourage open conversations and provide better support, especially for men who may struggle silently. Here's an in-depth look at the reasons men are more likely to die by suicide than women. Hello affluence, welcome to my channel. Empower your mind, manifest abundance, live affluently. Let's get started. Myths of mental health. Myth number 1. Mental health issues are a sign of weakness. Reality. Mental health struggles can affect anyone, regardless of their strength or character. It's an illness, not a weakness. and should be treated with the same seriousness as physical health issues. Myth 2. Therapy is only for crazy people. Reality. Therapy is a resource for anyone who needs help managing emotions, stress, or life's challenges. It's a tool for personal growth, not a last resort for severe mental illness alone. Myth 3. Talking about suicide will make someone more likely to attempt it. Reality. Open conversations about suicide can actually reduce risk. When people feel heard and supported, they're more likely to seek help. Myth 4. If someone seems happy after a period of depression, they're fine. Reality. A sudden shift in mood can sometimes indicate that a person has made the decision to attempt suicide. Continuous check-ins are essential even when someone seems to improve. Myth 5. Men don't struggle with mental health as much as women. Reality. Men experience mental health issues at similar rates to women, but societal norms often prevent them from seeking help. This leads to higher risks of negative outcomes, such as substance abuse or suicide. Myth 6. Mental health problems are rare. Reality. Mental health issues are incredibly common. 1 in 5 adults experiences a mental health disorder each year. Depression, anxiety, PTSD, and other conditions affect millions worldwide, and ignoring this fact contributes to stigma. Myth 7. You can just snap out of it. Reality. Mental health conditions aren't something people can simply overcome by willpower. Just like physical illnesses, mental health issues often require medical treatment, therapy, and lifestyle changes to manage effectively. Myth 8. Medication is the only solution for mental health issues. Reality. While medication can be an essential part of treatment for some individuals, it's not the only solution. Therapy, lifestyle changes, like exercise, sleep, and diet, and social support are also critical components of recovery. Myth 9. Mental illness is a life sentence. Reality. Many people recover from mental health conditions or learn to manage them effectively. Early intervention and consistent care can lead to significant improvements and a fulfilling life. Myth 10. Only extreme cases require attention. Reality. Mental health should be taken seriously at all levels. Mild anxiety, persistent sadness, or burnout can evolve into more severe issues if ignored. Seeking help early prevents escalation and promotes long-term well-being. Now, let's dig into the reasons for men's high suicide statistics. Societal expectations and masculinity. Many cultures teach men to suppress emotions, be stoic, and avoid showing vulnerability. This can lead to feelings of isolation and an inability to seek help. When men feel they can't express their struggles, they are more likely to resort to extreme measures like suicide. Less likely to seek help. Men are less likely to seek professional help for mental health issues due to stigma. They may feel pressured to man up or believe that asking for help is a sign of failure, making them more likely to suffer in silence. Higher use of lethal means. When men attempt suicide, they are more likely to use highly lethal methods, such as firearms or hanging, leading to a higher success rate compared to women who might choose less immediately deadly methods. Substance abuse. Men are more likely to self-medicate through alcohol or drugs, which can exacerbate mental health issues. Substance abuse can lower inhibitions and increase impulsivity, making suicidal actions more likely during moments of crisis. Life stresses and lack of support. Major life stresses, such as financial troubles, job loss, divorce, or the inability to fulfill societal roles, can weigh heavily on men. When these issues accumulate without adequate emotional outlets, the risk of suicide increases. Social isolation and lack of emotional support. Men are often less likely to maintain close friendships compared to women, especially as they age. Without strong emotional support systems, men can feel isolated and believe they have no one to turn to during crises. pressure to provide and perform. Societal expectations often place a heavy burden on men to be providers and maintain financial stability. If they lose their job, struggle financially, or feel they aren't living up to these expectations, they may experience deep shame and a sense of failure. Divorce and relationship breakdowns. Men often face greater emotional turmoil following a divorce or the breakdown of a significant relationship. The loss of familial roles, coupled with the sense of failure, can contribute to depression and suicidal thoughts, particularly if children are involved and custody arrangements are difficult. Health problems and aging. As men age, they may experience chronic health issues or a decline in physical ability. This can lead to feelings of uselessness, especially when combined with retirement, the loss of a career identity, or the death of a spouse. For some, these factors lead to a sense of hopelessness and a desire to escape pain or suffering. Cultural differences in vulnerability. In some cultures, suicide rates among men are significantly higher due to cultural norms that prioritize strength, self-reliance, and stoicism. Men from certain backgrounds may find it even harder to admit to struggles, fearing shame or loss of status within their community. Addressing the crisis. If you're wondering what can be done. From my experience dealing with my brother's case, these are some helpful tips. 1. Promoting open conversations about mental health. Breaking the stigma requires creating spaces where men feel safe discussing their emotions without judgment. Initiatives that encourage open dialogue in workplaces, social settings, and the media can make a difference. 1. Rethinking masculinity. Societies need to redefine what it means to be a man by promoting emotional expression, vulnerability, and the importance of seeking help. This shift would encourage men to embrace their emotional needs without feeling they are betraying their identity. 1. Increasing access to mental health resources. Expanding access to mental health services, particularly for men in high-risk groups, such as veterans, middle-aged men, and men facing unemployment or divorce, is essential. Offering anonymous or remote options, such as teletherapy, can also reduce the barrier to seeking help. 1. Men's support groups and peer counseling. Peer-led support groups can provide men with a safe and supportive environment to share their experiences and challenges. These groups can also reduce feelings of isolation by helping men realize that others share similar struggles. 1. Suicide prevention. Hotlines and crisis intervention. Crisis hotlines specifically aimed at men or those that provide tailored interventions can be a crucial lifeline. Promoting the availability of these services and ensuring men know how and when to access them is vital. 1. The most important factor. I dare say, at least from my experience, is to pray for them. Encourage them to pray. Stand in gap for them in prayers and join them when they pray. I found that after doing everything as instructed by a psychologist, his condition, although better, wasn't improving as quick as I had hoped. I became frustrated myself and decided to invite him for prayer. How about we let the one who has the infinite power to bear all challenges take care of this? I said to him. I remember him smiling as though He met a cable salesman who's about to sell him on some hoax idea, but I responded, "What do you have to lose?" He took that leap of faith some few days after, and he's gotten better and thriving. Final thought: changing the narrative. Men's mental health is an urgent issue that needs attention and understanding. By dispelling myths and reshaping societal attitudes, we can create a culture where men feel empowered to seek help, express their emotions, and engage in mental health care without fear of stigma. Supporting men's mental health is not just about preventing suicide. It's about improving overall quality of life and building a healthier, more compassionate society for everyone. It's time to break the stigma. talking about mental health isn't a weakness, it's a strength. It's okay to ask for help, to share your struggles, and to lean on others. Let's stand together and support each other, because every life matters. Remember, they are our fathers, husbands, sons, brothers, and friends. They are human. Creating a culture where men can express their feelings openly can save lives. Let's encourage each other to speak up, to check in on our friends, and to offer support without judgment. Remember, you matter, your feelings matter, and seeking help is a sign of courage. If you or someone you know is struggling, call the Suicide Prevention Hotline. You're not alone. If you find this video helpful, please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more insightful and engaging posts. Thank you, and see you in the next video.